Okay, so the first piece of equipment has headed down south. ISX Cummins 565. He has a YouTube channel. He came by, picked it up, and it left last night at about 10 o'clock. It's on its way down there to North Carolina, where it will be unloaded and housed in a proper manner on a safe location where it will await my arrival on the 3rd week of May. So I didn't film any of that, and that's fine because, I just don't have time. But he's going to come back up here again probably in a week, and a little bit over a week, and grab a baler and possibly a tractor and take off again for the second go round, or the second go round. And we got to take no less than 4 loads down there, 4 loads. So yeah, it's cool. It's working. They're going to do a good job, and he's going to do a good job, and I'm glad for it. So ISX Cummins 565. Check his YouTube channel out. Short videos. He's going to do a video on it in the yard. I've been forbidden to videotape on the farms where I will be, so that kind of sucks, but that's life. But anyway, we're starting back work on this 4910. Now, everybody asks me, why did you sell your other one? Why did you sell your other one? Well, there's a reason I sold the other one, and it is I doubled my money. I was happy to get rid of it. I didn't think that I was going to be needing a 4x4 baler. I don't really need one. I'd rather have a 3x4 personally, but this was a cheap option. I picked it up at an auction for $6,700, which honestly isn't much money. And I'm going to do the complete revamp work on it that needs to be done. Cody is here now working on the farm. Him and Joseph started working on this thing yesterday. They have the first piece of poly board in there, and they're going to do the pressure plate, and then they're going to do that final. There's 3 pieces of poly that have to go in there. Now, I'm a little bit concerned with this stuffer area, and I may send Teresa to get parts for it because the previous owner did not know what a grease gun was, and it's kind of sad that that was the case. But if you watch this, see all that movement in there? That could be a problem. So, and they're all like that. No, actually, they're not all like that. This one here is not bad, but this center one, that one's shot. I mean, there's bushings and seals in there. So, probably if I turn that, they're all going to be that way. But it consists of 4 bushings, or 2 bushings per, or 2 bushings, 2 seals per Packer fork. These Packer forks have had a hard surfacing rod put over top of them, so there's really nothing that I can do to these to beef them up. I did want to lay a piece of steel over the top of them, get them closer to the poly board, but I don't think I'm going to need to do that because this poly is a 1/2 inch thick. And at a 1/2 inch thick, here it's going to add quite a bit. Now, when you get into damp material, and this is the reason for me putting the poly board in there, you get into damp material, marginal hay or whatnot, this here does not go all the way to the floor or close to the floor, and what will happen is it will actually roll the hay and rope against the floor and cause it to slip the clutch, which is something we don't want it to do. So that's why I'm putting the poly on there. I would like to get this a little closer, add 1 inch or 2, but because of that hard surface rod that was put on there, with that hard surface, I have to wait till that's pretty well worn off, or I have to grind it off, and that stuff is, like I said, hard surfaced because it's brittle. Once you put that stuff on there and you you try to weld to it, it makes your welds brittle, and they break off anyway. I'm sure there's somebody going to tell me I'm full of shit, but that's not the case. I'm not full of shit. I know what I'm talking about. So to prevent all that roping, I think the plastic is going to be more than substantial to alleviate those issues. Yeah, so this pressure plate gets a chunk of plastic, and this here gets a chunk of this plastic, and we should be good to go. I'm not going to bother with that front part there because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Not to me, anyway. I don't think that's going to change anything because that's not the pinch point. That's where it grabs the hay and stuffs it on up in there. But I'm not actually doing this job. This job is being done by Cody and Joe while I'm putting fertilizer down. With Timothy's running the tender, Dad's running the other sprayer, and I'm running the big sprayer, and we should be able to get some shit done. So I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm going to go load up my sprayer now and get my ass in gear because I got work to do. I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll just keep progress on this as it goes on. The boys know what they're doing. And there you go. Oh, and I got more seed corn. Oh, the loftinine didn't fall. Isn't that amazing? So, Joe, you got everything done?
Not everything, but we're getting...
Oh, yeah, we're getting close, right? You're getting close. I'm not doing this job at this point. These guys are. So, anyway. Sawzall up in the bale chamber. This actually, they ran it through its cycle. It did not grab the plastic, which is good. That plastic is in with, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts holding that in, which worked out pretty good. This here has 6 bolts in it, and that will make it nice and slippery, slippery. So that should be pretty good. The only thing we could do to make this even better is if we laid a piece of plastic up on that, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't know if it's necessary to do that or not. Well, let's put it this way. I didn't do it in the last one, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Now, what Cody's doing is a non-flammable. Oh, them beautiful trucks. Whoa. Is it pinching? Huh.
Hey, Joe.
Need oil?
New blade.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have to lubricate that, I think, if it's not working. So what he's doing is he's chopping these end pieces out. Now, if you buy a brand new baler today, they still have these things in. The best thing that anybody can do is to cut the freaking things out. Just cut them out. Don't worry about it. They have no structural anything. They will not deteriorate the integrity of your baler at all. And if you look up top, they're not there. But it's just held in 2 places, up top there, and there's a weld on the bottom here. I chopped it out of the other baler we did. I used a torch. It was a bit of a pain in the ass, but there's still hay on this, and it would probably catch on fire, and we'd have a hell of a mess. So he's just going to use that Sawzall. Joe, you're going to get another blade. Oh, isn't there another blade right there?
Give me oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, oil on a blade.
Yeah, Tim's got some spray oil. Actually, you could probably throw grease onto it, and it'll heat up and melt in. Just get a tube of grease over here, Joe. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's use WD-40 grease right in that thing right there. Yeah, we're going to see if WD-40 does anything valuable. Just any old one. Let's see, maybe...
Water resistant, extreme pressure, high temperature.
See, this is, I haven't even used these. True multi-purpose. Let's use high temperature. It's going to get freaking hot, isn't it?
Yeah. Ooh.
Come on. Come on. So he'll dip the blade in that, and that should keep it lubricated and doing its thing. Hopefully. We'll see. We might as well do the experiment. Use is unintended by the manufacturer. I think that's what you would call that. But yeah, they call that the torch.
Mm-hmm.
Green. Pretty colors.
Better one.
Oh, you'd be surprised what that'll do. Oh my God. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect, like a lollipop. Yeah. I actually missed that. I wasn't pointing. He tried to lick it. Actually, I've done that just for fun. I don't recommend it. WD-40 grease is not tasty. It looks tasty, but it's not. It's not green, lime flavored grease.
One teacher at school used to stick the earplugs that he was wearing in his ear in his mouth.
Well, that's disgusting. That earwax tastes bad. Alright, let's see if this actually does a thing. So do you think it worked better?
Yeah.
Let's see. There, WD-40 found a new use for their shit. Is it as hot as you think it should be?
Yeah.
It's hot. Okay. Well, it's not that hot because you're still grabbing it.
Well, it's cooled down. Yeah, it's not hot anymore.
Well, that's not too bad then. WD-40 grease. Good for sawzalls.